The steppe runs for 1,000,000 square miles without interruption. No coastline, no jungle, no river delta bringing outside ingredients to the door. What grows here is grass. What survives here survives because it learned how. The civilization that emerged from this landscape did not develop a cuisine despite the harshness of the land. It developed one because of it. The world knows the empire. It has not yet met the kitchen. Boudog. Boudog is the animal that becomes its own pot. Stones are heated in open fire until they hold enough thermal energy to cook meat from the inside. Those stones go into the carcass. The cavity is sealed. The heat has nowhere to go except inward, through the flesh, through the fat, through every layer of the animal simultaneously. No external flame touches the meat. No vessel carries it. The cooking happens entirely within the animal itself. Driven by stones that were heated in a fire the cook has already left behind. This technique did not develop by accident. It developed because the steppe offered no alternative. You cannot carry an oven across 1,000 miles of grassland. You can carry stones. Korkog. Korkog is the same logic applied to a different scale. The stones are the same. The fire is the same. The principle, heat stored in rock, released into meat, is the same. What changes is the vessel and the occasion. Where Boudog seals heat inside an animal, Korkog seals it inside metal. Mutton, wild vegetables, and superheated stones locked together in a container until the stones do all the work. The fat does not render out and disappear. The stones drive it inward, deep into the muscle, breaking down collagen at a rate no external flame replicates. The texture this produces cannot be achieved another way. A cuisine that developed two separate applications of the same thermal principle is not a simple cuisine. It is a precise one. Sute tsai is not tea with milk in it. The ingredients are brick tea, whole milk, water, and salt. The salt is not seasoning. It is electrolyte replacement for a population living at altitude, in extreme cold, performing physical labor every hour of the day. The fat from the milk sustains core body temperature in winters that drop below -40. The liquid prevents dehydration in a climate where dehydration happens in January, not July. This is consumed all day, every day, in volumes no other tea culture approaches, because it is not functioning as a beverage. In lean seasons, it is the meal. The bowl is refilled before it empties. 4 ingredients. 1 preparation. A nutritional system that kept an entire civilization alive. There's still a whole world out there we haven't explored yet. So if you want to see where we go next, make sure you subscribe, and tell me in the comments where we should travel next. Arul. Arul is dried curd that does not spoil. Milk is cultured, the solids separated from the whey, shaped by hand, and set out under the sun until every molecule of moisture is gone. What remains is hard, dense, and chemically stable. It travels in a saddlebag across the steppe for months without degrading. The engineering logic is exact. Remove all moisture, harden the protein structure, eliminate every conditioned bacteria required to survive. Nothing is added to preserve it. The preservation is the process itself. Mongolia arrived at this solution centuries before Western food science formalized the same principles in laboratories with instruments and controlled environments. Herders on the steppe did it by hand, by sun, by accumulated knowledge passed across generations without ever being written down. Arag. Arag is fermented mare's milk, and what fermentation does to it is not simple. The process converts a liquid with limited nutrition into something containing protein, fat, B vitamins, and enough mild alcohol to inhibit spoilage without rendering it inert. The vessel is leather. The agitation is constant, thousands of strokes across days, because the bacterial culture requires movement to develop correctly. The temperature is ambient, read by hand, adjusted by instinct. No laboratory produced this knowledge. Herding families on the Mongolian steppe developed it through accumulated observation across generations, passing the method without writing it down, refining it without instruments. An empire that stretched from Korea to Hungary did not run on conquest alone. It ran on fermentation. It ran on this. Bortsog is what bread becomes when the people making it cannot stop moving. Flour, fat, water, sometimes egg, combined and dropped into hot oil or rendered animal fat, until the outside is crisp and the inside stays dense. No oven, no stone hearth, no fixed structure of any kind. A single vessel over an open flame produces it, which is exactly why it exists. Nomadic life cannot accommodate baking infrastructure. You cannot build a hearth you intend to leave. So the hearth was abandoned and the method was rebuilt around what a moving household could carry and what an open fire could do. Bortsog appears at Tsagan Sar, at every act of hospitality, at the center of every table that matters. It is the bread the steppe made possible. Bantan. Bantan is flour and meat broth and nothing else. The dough is not rolled, not shaped, not cut into careful pieces. It is torn, pinched apart by hand, and dropped directly into boiling broth, where it cooks in rough, uneven fragments that hold the liquid inside them. This is the emergency preparation, the winter preparation. The preparation made when supplies are low, the cold is absolute, and calories are not optional. Every element reflects the same logic: maximum nutrition, minimum time, minimum equipment, nothing wasted. Simplicity in this context is not the absence of sophistication. It is sophistication reduced to its most necessary form. The steppe did not reward complexity for its own sake. Bantan is what cooking looks like when the only measure that matters is survival. Chagani di. Chagani di is not a dish. It is a system. White foods, every dairy product produced from the summer milk of horses, cows, sheep, goats, and camels, organized into a unified category that functions as a seasonal calendar, a ceremonial language, and a preservation philosophy simultaneously. Airag, Arul, Urum, Tarak, Bayaslag, each one is a specific technical preparation within a taxonomy that nomadic herders built and maintained without institutions, without written records, without anything except accumulated knowledge and the discipline to pass it correctly. The whiteness is not aesthetic. It signals summer abundance, the peak of dairy production on the steppe, and the season when every household works to convert that abundance into something that will last through winter. The white foods are how Mongolia stored summer for later. Urum. Urum is clotted cream produced by patience and heat and nothing else. Whole milk is brought to a slow boil and held there, not a rolling boil, not a simmer, but the precise temperature at which the fat layer rises, firms, and separates from the liquid below without scorching. No instrument measures this. The knowledge is in the eye and the hand. The surface of the milk is read, not measured, the moment of separation recognized by observation, accumulated over years, passed from one generation to the next without a written record. What lifts off the top is dense, fat-rich, and unlike anything produced by churning or centrifuge. It is spread on bortsog. It is served at ceremony. It is the first thing eaten in the morning in households that have not forgotten what morning is supposed to begin with. Borts. Borts is meat reduced to almost nothing. An entire animal, cow, horse, camel, butchered in winter, cut into long strips, and hung in the open air where the temperature stays below freezing and the wind does the rest. No salt, no smoke, no additive of any kind. The cold and the dry air remove every molecule of moisture until what remains is a fraction of the original weight and none of the original fragility. It reconstitutes in boiling water. It travels in a container the size of a fist. The Mongol military carried it across campaigns that covered thousands of miles. A single cow, processed into borts, fed a person for months. The steppe did not have supply lines. It had this. The empire is what history remembered. The kitchen is what made it possible. 10 preparations, 10 solutions to the same problem. The steppe asked a question that most civilizations never had to answer. Mongolia answered it 10 times over. In leather vessels, in sealed carcasses, in winter air, in morning bowls that have not changed in 1,000 years.